Hi guys, welcome to my fifth set of book critiques. The first book that I chose to review is After the Fall, and this is a spin on the nursery rhyme Humpty Dumpty. And the moral of the story is that life begins when you get back up. The second book I chose to review is My Life with the Wave, and this is a fantasy which has a little boy who takes a wave home from the beach, and it has a lot of figurative language, especially personification, as the wave is portrayed with human features such as talking, smiling, dancing, and different emotions. The third story is I Never Knew Your Name, and this is very relevant but also very sad, and it's about a boy who commits suicide, and it's told from the perspective of the boy across the street who regretted never getting to know him or talking to him. So this just shows how important that our smiles are to strangers, how important our hellos are to strangers, and that we could really make an impact on everyone's life around us. The fourth book is The Rain Babies, and I actually did not like this story. This is the first one I didn't like. I was not a fan of how the author worded things, and just overall, I did not enjoy reading the story. This is always traditional folklore, and the story is about a couple who cannot conceive children, and one night they walk out into the moonlight, and it strikes them, and then appears 12 rain babies from the moon shower mother. The fifth book is A Different Pond, and it's about a Vietnamese boy and his father who go on a fishing trip before sunrise. And they're going this early because the boy's father has to go to work, but they also have to get food to feed the family. And the author wrote the story based on his own experiences growing up. So in the back, there's a note from him talking about his personal experience, and there's a picture of him and his dad. And I also just love the illustrations in the story because you can just see by like the light of the stars and like how the moonlight is like casting on their shadows that it is still way before dawn. And it's really the middle of the night that they're going out. And he's doing this before work just so he's able to feed his family. The sixth story is The Balloons Over Broadway, and this is amazingly illustrated. I don't know if they took images of these objects because they are so 3D. I felt like I could touch them reading the story. And it's about a puppeteer, Anthony Strog, who is like the first creator of the puppets in the Macy's Day Parade. And I thought it was really cool because he partnered with Goodyear, which I didn't know. And Goodyear's actually right by my house, and I've been there to see a blimp land, and so it was really cool to be able to make that connection. This next story, A Man Who Walked Between the Towers, I found was fascinating. I did not know this happened, and I can't believe I didn't know this happened. But it's a biography of the French aerialist Philippe Petit, who in secret walked on the tightropes between the Twin Towers in New York, and he had some complications, so the sun actually began to rise, and he was caught by the police. But also the story talks about how the Twin Towers are now gone, and I think you can tie this into a lesson about 9/11, especially since a lot of kids in school today were not alive when 9/11 happened. My featured text is Martin's Big Words, The Life of Martin Luther King Jr., and the images, as you can see here, are collage art, and it combines watercolors and patterns and textures. This biography is really wrote in a unique way, and he uses quotes from some of his famous speeches to tell the story of his life. One quote that really stood out to me was, "Love when others said hate. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." And I think that's really important because we just really need to love the people around us, and it's a good reminder of that. The first lesson is a 5th grade English Language Arts Socratic seminar, and this will have the students do some research on the Civil Rights Movement, and they will be given class time to do that using technology, and then they will develop an open-ended question. They will then engage in a discussion with their peers, use their critical thinking skills to articulate their own thoughts and responses to their peers. The next lesson is a 10th grade American history lesson, and this talks about racial and equality and the extension of the civil rights, and they will be creating an online timeline using Satori, and I have created an example for them on Martin Luther King. So we will read this story, I will show them my example, and then they will have to pick a civil rights advocate of their own to make a timeline on, and this must include outside articles, videos, and images. The students will then present their timelines and explain them the impact that the person they chose had on history to an elementary class, and this will be during Black History Month. These timelines will also be posted online to reach a wider audience. Here's an example of my timeline. So it starts with a picture of Dr. Martin Luther King, and that also starts with his birth. So all the dates are in purple, and then down here you can see that there's articles linked that are all going to be in orange, and the images are all going to be in green. So it makes it really easy to see what's what and to follow this timeline. Here's another image, more dates, and then all the videos are going to be in blue. So I did link a few videos to the speeches that he gave. Again, you can see with the colors, the purple and orange, it's really clear the layout of everything. I really like this. There's also a comment feature where they can comment on their peers. And it's kind of like a live feed that can be posted, and they can all go in and check out what their peers have created. Thank you so much for watching. Here's a list of the 8 books that I reviewed. Please comment if you have any questions. Have a wonderful day.